super soft tires for performance run. At the moment I'm planning 3 time laps. Finally, hopefully we can do also long run, high fuel, kind of a race simulation to see tire degradation, how many laps we can actually try to do during the race on this compound.
We're ready, waiting for your call, Gianluca. The softs look pretty good, probably better than we expected. Super soft was much more of an unknown.
We expect obviously a deep dive made your form.
We were very pleasantly surprised by the performance of the tyre. It had about a 1.2 second time advantage over the soft. We went out to do 3 timed laps for the performance run, but in fact Heike came back and said that the tyre was holding on, and we did 6 or 7 laps on that run.
Good session, thank you.
They didn't perform on the first lap as well as perhaps Pirelli was suggesting, but then in the long run they performed much better than anticipated, so they were more durable than expected, so that means it's good for the race, but we're going to work to get them working on qualifying.
The tyre was performing better than expected, so instead of 3 time laps we did more with some slower laps in between, and finally we did the long run high fuel race simulation. Again, quite some positive surprises from the super soft. They seem to be holding on quite well.
And durability is not too bad, so we have to make up our mind now, collecting the data, analyzing the data today and tomorrow. We'll probably figure out better what kind of strategy we're going to have.
Jano reported difficult bit in the beginning, then the tires start coming in, but also you could really feel the big degradation at the end, especially in traction and braking stability.
But they had quite a lot of laps on more than we expected by that point.
Yes. Also we can get something very interesting for strategy.
I think certainly on the soft tyre we've seen that easily going 25 laps and probably a bit longer, and the soft tyre looked to last at least 20 laps. So I think that makes our strategy calls reasonably comfortable. You know, the sort of horror stories of 3 or 4 stop Monaco race certainly won't be the case. 2 stops I think probably for everyone, and there may well be some people that try to get away with 1 stop.
Very interesting, we'll talk about tyres in a moment. It's all work and no play here in Monaco. I'm not talking about those girls, I'm talking about the drivers. It's a very busy weekend for them, and we're delighted to say that Jarno Trulli's able to join us just before qualifying gets going down in the pit lane at the moment. It was a difficult one last time out for you, Jarno, in the race, but you must have been really buoyed to see a Team Lotus car sitting 15th on the grid. What are you expecting today?
Well, I don't have a clear idea so far, because this morning, unfortunately, I was struggling with the grip. Strange, because on Thursday the car was feeling very well, so we need to find out what was going on. So if everything goes right, we should be fighting for going in through Q2, but this morning I wasn't very happy.
Yeah, no, it's Eddie here. Let's reflect a moment. Your pole position here, your win here, what was it like?
It's past now. I have to think ahead. I have to think about today. But obviously Monaco is very important to be in pole. No matter what, no matter the strategies, tires like today is as important as it was before. And to be on pole, obviously you need to get the best out of you and best out of the car, which is not easy around the Monaco streets.
7 years ago that was, Jarno. Does it feel like yesterday when you were flying around here?
Yes, there was. Friday. You're talking about Thursday?
I'm talking about when you won here in 2004.
Right. Well, that time I had a very good feeling with the car. I was confident, and I was able really to push all the way through all weekend. So I dominated the weekend with the pole position, with all race leading. So that was a great weekend.
Jarno, it's David. Just to check on, that 7 years have passed, you're in a new team here. How does it affect your motivation when you know you're going out in a car where it's a question of whether you get through to Q2 or find yourself going out at the first one? Do you think you're still as good today as you were then, or is it just, it's impossible to hold on to that as you age?
No, it's not the age, to be honest. It's more actually the satisfaction that you can get out of yourself when you're driving the car. And obviously this year I'm struggling quite a lot with the power steering issue, so I cannot really express myself. But I'm still enjoying driving, but obviously I would like to give more than what I'm doing so far. So I'm waiting to solve the power steering issue in order to have a bit more fun.
Can you just explain a little bit more, what is that issue and why does that affect your driving style?
Well, basically we have a fundamental issue on the power steering, which is not giving any feedback straight to me. So I'm trying to hide this problem using a different steering arm compared to hiking, which seems not being affected, but we actually see from the data that the issue is there and is affecting a lot my driving style, because I'm really precise, I'm really sensible on the steering wheel, and obviously I don't feel confident on that.
Okay, Jana, well, I'm sure you've got one eye under those sunglasses anyway on what's happening down at Mercedes, because with no Hispania and no Mercedes possibly taking part in the first part of qualifying, big opportunity for you today. Good luck, enjoy it.
Much.
All right, thanks a lot, Jana, thank you. So, Jana truly looking once again for that elusive win in Formula One. Wouldn't he love to win again before he retires? And the same applies to Felipe Massa. Felipe hasn't picked up a win in Formula One since 2008. Of course, that was when he was pushing that man, Lewis Hamilton, all the way for the title, wasn't it? Felipe Massa, though, he's quite at home around these streets.
Actually, I'm very lucky because I have 2 home Grand Prix here. I live 5 minutes away and in São Paulo, so it's really a great feeling, you know, to go away from your house and you're working and you come back to your house after. I mean, it's great.
And Felipe Massa's dreadful weekend continues. He hasn't looked comfortable in that Ferrari since he set sail on Friday morning around this track.
Sometimes maybe over the last year or so, it's almost been so close for you, so many things have happened. How would you sum it up?
Yeah, I mean, I think the most important thing is to do the best the car can do, you know. Like in Turkey, you know, I was doing a great race, you know, at the beginning, but then we had some problems in the pit stop.
Right here, not going on.
No, because the wheels are spinning.
Like in the last race when we put the hard tires, this is something that is frustrating at the end of the race.
Where do you think the car is lacking?
Well, I think downforce. If you see, in the last race we were, I mean, not the quickest car, but I mean, we could fight on the soft tires, you know. But then we put the hard tires, it wasn't, you know, very difficult to drive the car. I mean, when you put the very hard tires, you need even more the downforce, you know, to make work, you know, the tires. And that's the direction we're working.
Perez fancying a look. There's a young man that's expected to take Felipe Massa's seat one of these days.
You always hear these stories of you could go to Red Bull, Mark could come here. Does it get frustrating for you as a driver to almost have to justify yourself?
It's not really a big, it's not a drama for me, you know, because every time I'm here already, this is my 6th championship as official driver, you know. I remember the first year, Valentino Rossi was coming to my place, and then the second year, maybe Vettel, and then Fernando, for 3 years Fernando, and Robert, Kubica. So every year somebody's coming to my place, so anyway, I really don't care for what the people is saying, you know, is trying to make it happen, you know. So it's important to concentrate on your job and know that the people you are working with, they believe in you.
And everywhere you go, there are plenty of Ferrari fans, and there they all are on the boat gearing up for this weekend. Let's talk about Felipe Massa, because it looked like he turned the corner when we were racing in China. Then he went to Turkey, where he's dominated in the past and struggled. He wasn't great in Spain. What's going on?
Well, I'm confused, and most people are confused, because China was a very good race for him. But, you know, we haven't seen enough evidence since that crash he had in Hungary to give me the feeling that he can take on Alonso. Alonso was world champion, make no mistake, and that was always going to be difficult in the first place.
Lost his motivation? Would you rather be on the yachts rather than out on the track?
No, absolutely not. He's fully motivated. But sometimes you're just fighting that last little tenth, and once you realise it's not there, you try even harder and you lose even more time. And I think it's a really tall order for him to be in front of Alonso, quite frankly, but he should be closer than that.
Another example of how difficult it is to share a team with Fernando Alonso. We can actually have a look at the guy's work.